This is disc number 6.
April 2057, The Long Years.
Mr. Hathaway, every night you're in the doorway looking at the sky.
The wind is blowing the canal waters, Mrs. Hathaway. And it may just blow the stars out of the sky.
I don't think that would be possible. The stars are not going anywhere. Now tell me what you really see every night when you stand here.
It's been 20 years since the Great War. 20 years since everyone got in the rockets and left. Mars is a tomb planet. What do they leave for? Whether or not Earth is the same is a matter for debate. What's happening on Earth now? I can't see any visible sign of change on Earth through that 30-inch telescope of mine. I'm going to take a walk.
All right.
I'm good for another 20 years if I'm careful. Someone might come. Do you forgive me for what I've done? I didn't think that you would end up here, in a Martian graveyard, in the wind. I'm sorry how it just sweeps up this hill and onto you. Those crude wooden crosses. I couldn't do any better. I wish I could have. And wish I could cry, but I can't. My tears dried long ago. Do you forgive me? I was very much alone. You do understand, don't you?
There you are. Did you have a nice walk? You're looking at the sky again.
You keep waiting and looking, and one night, perhaps...
What is it? What's wrong?
Look, where I'm pointing. That tiny red flame, that tiny red flame is still there.
What about it?
It wasn't there last night. Get the children!
Marguerite? Susan? John?
What is it?
Father's looking through his telescope again. Oh.
I have good news.
What?
I have looked at the sky. A rocket is coming to take us home.
What?
It will be here in the early morning.
Where are you going?
I'm going to burn what's left of those buildings over there. They should see it from space and land close by.
I'll help you.
See? Wine I saved just for tonight. I knew that someday, somebody would find us. We'll have a drink to celebrate. It's been a long time. Remember the day the war broke? 20 years and 7 months ago? And all the rockets were called home from Mars, and you and I and the children were out in the mountains doing archaeological work, research on the ancient surgical methods of the Martians. We ran our horses, almost killing them, remember? But we got here to the city a week late. Everyone was gone. America had been destroyed. Every rocket had left without waiting for stragglers, remember? Remember? And it turned out we're the only ones left. Lord, how the years pass. I'd have killed myself without you. But with you, it was worth waiting. Here's to us, then, and to our long wait together. Captain? Captain Wilder?
Who is it? Good Lord, it's Hathaway!
That's right.
Hathaway from my old crew from the 4th Expedition.
It's been a long time, Captain.
Too long. It's good to see you.
I'm old.
Well, I'm not young myself anymore. I've been out to Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune for 20 years.
I heard they kicked you upstairs so you couldn't interfere with colonial policy here on Mars. You've been gone so long, you don't know what happened.
I can guess. We've circled Mars twice. Found only one other man, name of Walter Grip, about 10,000 miles from here. Well, we offered to take him with us, but he said no. Last I saw of him, he was sitting in the middle of the highway in a rocking chair, smoking a pipe and waving to us. Yeah, Mars is pretty well dead. Not even a Martian alive. What about Earth?
You know as much as I do. Once in a while I get the Earth radio, very faintly. But it's always in some other language. Sorry to say, I only know Latin. Few words came through. I take it most of Earth is a shambles. But the war goes on. Are you going back, sir?
Yes, we're curious, of course. We had no radio contact so far out in space. We'll want to see Earth no matter what.
You'll take us back with you?
Of course, your wife. I remember her. 25 years ago, wasn't it? When they opened First Town and you quit the service and brought her up here? And there were 3 children?
My son and 2 daughters.
Yes, I remember. They here?
Up at our hut. There's a fine breakfast waiting all of you up the hill. Will you come?
We would be honored.
Do you remember Spender, Captain?
I've never forgotten him.
About once a year I walk up past his tomb. Looks like he got his way at last. He didn't want us to come here, and I suppose he's happy now that we've all gone away.
What about... what was his name? Parkhill. Sam Parkhill?
He opened a hot tub stand.
Sounds just like him.
And he went back to Earth the next week for the war. Oh, I need to sit for a moment. Here. I'm sorry. The excitement. Seeing you again after all these years. I have to rest my heart.
Here, give me your wrist. Let me count the beats.
Been happening more and...
Not good. We've got a doctor.
Well,
Yeah, excuse me, Hathaway. I know you're a doctor as well, but we better check you with our own. Doc?
I'll be all right. The waiting, the excitement.
I'll check with the stethoscope.
You know, it's as if I kept alive all these years just for this day. And now you're here to take me back to Earth. I'm satisfied and I can just lie down and quit.
Here, take this little tablet. We better let you rest.
Nonsense. Just let me sit a moment. It's good to see all of you. Good to hear voices again.
Is the pellet working?
Fine. Here we go. Alice, come see who's here. Alice, you remember Captain Wilder?
Of course. Captain Wilder.
I remember we had dinner the night before I took off for Jupiter, Mrs. Hathaway.
My daughters, Marguerite and Susan. My son, John. You remember the captain, surely.
Hello? Is that gingerbread cooking?
Will you have some?
We need to set up the extra folding tables.
How old are you, John?
23.
John, help me with these chairs.
Yes, sir. How many will we need?
Captain Wilder, that can't be right.
What's that, Williamson?
I'm 43 myself, Captain. I was in school the same time as young John Hathaway there, 20 years ago. He says he's only 23 now. He looks 23, but that's wrong. He should be 42 at least. What's it mean, sir?
I don't know.
You look kind of sick, sir.
I don't feel well. The daughters, too. I saw them 20 years or so ago. They haven't changed. Not a wrinkle. Do me a favor. I want you to run an errand, Williamson. I'll tell you where to go and what to check. Late in the breakfast, slip away. It should take you only 10 minutes. The place isn't too far from here. Saw it from the rocket as we landed. Now, this is what you're looking for.
That's right. 2 chairs there. 5, 6, 8. Here, better set this last table up as well. Susan, the 2 extra folding chairs.
Here. What are you talking about so seriously?
Oh, nothing serious, Mrs. Hathaway.
Smile now. We're all together, the trip's over, and it's like home. Come sit down.
All right.
Where did that crewman of yours go, Captain?
To the ship.
Why?
Oh, we have a test running and it needs to be checked every hour on the hour. But as I was saying, Hathaway, there's nothing on Jupiter. Nothing at all for men. That includes Saturn and Pluto.
Oh, here's the young man now.
Captain, can I see you a moment, sir?
Is it about the test results?
Yes, Captain.
Will you excuse me? Well,
I found it, sir.
and
I went into the graveyard.
4 crosses were there?
The 4 crosses were there, sir. The names were still on them. I wrote them down to be sure. Alice, Marguerite, Susan, and John Hathaway. Died of unknown virus, 2038.
Thank you, Williamson.
19 years ago, sir.
Yes.
Then, who are these?
I don't know that either.
Will we tell the other men?
Later. Go inside and finish eating as if nothing happened.
I'm not really hungry right now, sir.
And now, a toast. A toast to all of you. It's good to be with friends again, and to my wife and children, without whom I could not have survived alone. It's only through their kindness and caring for me that I've lived on, waiting for your arrival.
Hathaway! Give him some room! Doctor!
Let me see.
Wilder,
Hathaway?
I spoiled the breakfast.
Nonsense.
Say goodbye to Alice and the children for me.
They're right over there. I'll call them.
No, don't. They wouldn't understand. I wouldn't want them to understand. Don't.
He's dead.
Alice?
Yes?
Do you, know what just happened?
Something about my husband?
He just passed away. His heart.
I'm sorry.
How do you feel?
He didn't want us to feel badly. He told us it would happen one day, and he didn't want us to cry. He didn't teach us how, you know. He didn't want us to know. He said it was the worst thing that could happen to a man to know how to be lonely and know how to be sad and then to cry. So we're not to know what crying is or being sad.
Mr. Hathaway did a fine job on you and your children.
He would have liked to hear you say that. He was so proud of us. After a while, he even forgot that he had made us. And then he loved us and took us as his real wife and children. And in a way, we are.
You gave him a great deal of comfort.
Yes. For years on end, we sat and talked. He so much loved to talk. He liked the stone hut and the open fire. We could have lived in a regular house in town, but he liked it up here, where he could be primitive if he liked, or modern if he liked. He told me all about his laboratory and the things he did in it. He wired the entire dead American town below with sound speakers. When he pressed a button, the town lit up and made noises, and car noises and the sounds of the people talking. He would sit and light a cigar and talk to us, and the sounds of the town would come up to us, and once in a while, the phone would ring, and a recorded voice would ask Mr. Hathaway scientific and surgical questions, and he would answer them. With the phone ringing, and us here, and the sounds of the town, and his cigar, Mr. Hathaway was quite happy. There's only one thing he couldn't make us do. And that was to grow old. He got older every day, but we stayed the same. I guess he didn't mind. I guess he wanted us this way.
Well, we'll bury him down in the yard, where the other 4 crosses are. I think you'd like that.
I'm sure he would.
Sir, we're ready for liftoff.
Very well, thank you, Williamson.
They've come to see us off, I see.
Yes.
What are we going to do about them?
I don't know.
Are you going to turn them off?
Off? That never entered my mind.
You're not taking them back with us.
No, it'd be useless.
You mean you're going to leave them here like that, as they are?
There'll never be anything as fine as them again. They're built to last 10, 50, 200 years. They've as much right to life as you or I or any of us. Well, get aboard. We're taking off. The city's done for. We'll not be using it. On nights when the wind comes over the Dead Sea bottoms and through the hexagonal graveyard, over 4 old crosses and 1 new, there's a light burning in the low stone hut. And in that hut, as the wind roars by and the dust whirls and the cold stars burn, are 4 figures, a woman, 2 daughters, a son, tending a low fire for no reason, and talking and laughing. Night after night, for every year, and every year, for no reason at all, the woman comes out and looks at the sky, her hands up for a long moment, looking at the green burning of earth, not knowing why she looks, and she goes back and throws a stick on the fire, and the wind comes up, and the Dead Sea goes on being dead.
And that's all the information, unfortunately, that we have at this time. I wish there was more we could tell you. Speculation to when would not be accurate, but it would be dangerous.
Sam, look. The Earth. It's on fire.
Don't leave me here on this terrible world. I've got to get away.
The Earth seemed to explode at 9. Catch fire and burn.
It's on fire.
That can't be Earth. That's not Earth. No, that ain't Earth. It can't be.
I've got to get away! Don't leave me on Earth! Don't leave me on Earth!
Los Angeles, London, bombed. War.
I've got to get away. We have to leave Earth.
Memory tapes are engaged and functioning. Tick-tock, tick-tock, 7 o'clock. Time to get up, time to get up, 7 o'clock. As ordered, 8 pieces of perfectly browned toast, 8 eggs sunny side up, 16 slices of bacon, 2 coffees, and 2 cool glasses of milk. Today is August 4th, 2057, in the city of Allendale, California. Today is August 4th, 2057, in the city of Allendale, California. Today is August 4th, 2057, in the city of Allendale, California. Today is Mr. Featherstone's birthday. Today is the anniversary of Tillita's marriage. Insurance is payable, as are the water, gas, and light bills. 8-1, tick-tock, 8-1 o'clock. Off to school, off to work, run, 8-1. Rain, go away. Rubbers, raincoats for today. Engage garage door. $8:30. Clear breakfast into sink. Engage hot water. Deposit dishes into washer.
Security location 3, garage. Car remains in bay. Also, alert. High levels of radiation detected. Extreme danger level. Repeat. High levels of radiation detected. Extreme danger level. Security location 3, garage. Car remains in bay. Wait time. Wait time expired. Closing bay.
$9:15, time to clean. $9:15, time to clean. Engage robotic mice. Knead the rug mat. Remove the dust. Be careful. Do not bump the chairs. $10. Weather readings indicate the sun has appeared from behind the rains.
Security check. Location. Front door. Door remains unlocked. Short distance neighborhood check. Unable to detect. Houses used for parameter borders no longer exist. Cannot complete reading. Security check. Location. Front door. Door remains unlocked.
$10:15. Garden sprinklers.
How's the new mower working?
Like a charm.
All right, here it comes. Catch the ball. Ready? Ready.
Noon.
Voice recognition. Dog voice.
$2:35. Bridge tables scheduled. Patio walls opened. Martinis and egg sandwiches now available in kitchen. 4 o'clock. Bridge tables return to storage. 4:30, nursery. Children's hour. 5 o'clock, bath drawn. 6, 7, 8 o'clock, dinner dishes cleaned. Hearth fire started. 9:05. Mrs. McClellan, which poem would you like this evening? Mrs. McClellan, which poem would you like this evening? Since you express no preference, I shall select a poem at random. Sarah Teasdale, as I recall, your favorite. There will come soft rains, and the smell of the ground, and swallows circling with their shimmering sound, and frogs in the pools singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fire, whistling their worms on a low fence wire, and not one will know of the war, not one will care at last when it is done. Not one would mind, neither bird nor tree, if mankind perished utterly. And spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone. "10 o'clock.
Security warning. Window broken. Cause computed as fallen tree.
Warning! Fire! Chemicals spilled from accident. Clean procedure in place. Fire! 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 Memory tapes are engaged and functioning.
Today is August 5th, 2057. 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 Today is August 5th.
October 2057. The Million Year Picnic.
Somehow the idea was brought up by Mom that perhaps our whole family would enjoy a fishing trip. But they weren't Mom's words. I knew that. They were Dad's words. And Mom used them for him somehow.
All the food is stored away from the rocket, over by the rocks there. So we're ready to go. Everyone get into the boat.
Oh, yeah, I want this run. Come on.
I remember the night before we left Earth in our small family rocket. I thought Mars was a long way to go for a family vacation.
How far are we going?
1,000,000 years.
Gee.
Oh, look, kids, there's a dead city.
Wow, look at that.
It was a bird.
I thought it was a rocket. How goes it, Timothy?
Fine, Dad. What are you looking so hard at, Dad? Up at the sky?
I was looking for Earthian logic. Common sense, good government, peace, and responsibility.
All that up there?
No, I didn't find it. It's not there anymore. Maybe it'll never be there again. Maybe we fooled ourselves that it was ever there.
Huh?
See the fish?
It's eating all those little particles floating around.
Just like war. War swims along, sees food, contracts. A moment later, Earth is gone.
William?
Sorry.
When do we see Martians?
Quite soon, perhaps. Maybe tonight.
Oh, but the Martians are a dead race now.
No, they're not. I'll show you some Martians, all right.
What do they look like?
You'll know them when you see them.
We came 1,000,000 miles for this outing, to fish. But Dad had a gun on the rocket. This was a vacation. But why all the food, more than enough to last us years and years, left hidden back there near the rocket? Vacation.
No Martians yet? Nuts.
Dad had brought an atomic radio along, strapped to his wrist. You hold it up to your ear and it vibrates, singing or talking to you. Dad was listening to it now. His face looked like one of those fallen Martian cities, caved in, sucked dry, almost dead.
What is it?
Here.
What?
The rocket, of course. I'm getting jumpy. The rocket.
What happened, Dad? What happened?
Oh, we just blew up our rocket, that's all. I've heard rockets blown up before, ours just blew.
Why did you blow up our rocket? Huh, Dad?
It's part of the game, silly.
A game?
Game?
Dad fixed it so it would blow up and no one would know where we landed or went, in case they ever came looking, see?
Oh boy, a secret.
Scared by my own rocket. I am nervous. It's silly to think there'll ever be any more rockets. Except one, perhaps. If Edwards and his wife get through with their ship.
Check the radio again.
All right. It's over at last. The radio just went off the atomic beam. Every other world station's gone. They dwindled down to a couple in the last few years. Now the air is completely silent. It'll probably remain silent.
For how long?
Maybe. Your great-grandchildren will hear it again. This is good. Everyone out.
Come on, move over.
A good wharf for the boat. The streets are dusty, paved. 2 old fountains, and the water still leaps from them. 50, maybe 60 huge structures. This is the city. Here we are. This is ours. This is where we will live from now on.
From now on? What about the rocket? What about Minnesota?
Here. Put this radio up to your ear.
All right.
Tell me what you hear.
Nothing.
That's right. Nothing. Nothing at all anymore. No more Minneapolis, no more rockets, no more Earth. Wait a moment. I'm giving you a lot more in exchange, Mike.
What?
I'm giving you this city, Mike. It's yours.
Mine?
For you and Robert and Timothy, all 3 of you, to own for yourselves.
Look, guys. All for us. All of that.
In about 5 days, I'll go back down to where our rocket was and collect the food hidden in the ruins there and bring here. And I'll hunt for Bert Edwards and his wife and daughters there.
Daughters? How many?
4.
I can see that that'll cause trouble later.
Girls.
Are they coming in a rocket too?
Yes, if they make it. Family rockets are made for travel to the moon, not Mars. We're lucky we got through.
Come on, Mike, let's look over there.
Okay.
Where did you get the rocket?
I saved it. I saved it for 20 years, Tim. I had it hidden away, hoping I'd never have to use it. I suppose I should have given it to the government for the war, but I kept thinking about Mars.
And a picnic.
Right. This is between you and me. When I saw everything was finishing on Earth, after I'd waited until the last moment, I packed us up. Bert Edwards had a ship hidden too, but we decided it would be safer to take off separately, in case anyone tried to shoot us down.
Why did you blow up the rocket, Dad?
So we can't go back. Ever. And so if any of those evil men ever come to Mars, they won't know we're here.
Is that why you look up all the time?
Yes. It's silly. They won't ever follow us. Ever. They haven't anything to follow with. I'm being too careful, that's all.
Night came, and we all stood in the town square by a fountain, and Dad went down to the boat and came back carrying a stack of papers. He laid them on the ground and set them on fire. I saw the little letters leap in the flames. I could read some of the words.
Government bonds. Business graph 2030. Religious prejudice, an essay. The science of logistics. Problems of the Pan-American unity. Stock report for July 3, 2029. The War Digest. It's time I told you a few things. I don't suppose it was fair keeping so much from you. I don't know if you'll understand, but I have to talk. Even if only part of it gets over to you. I'm burning a way of life. Just like that way of life is being burned clean of Earth right now. Forgive me if I talk like a politician. I am, after all, a former state governor, and I was honest and they hated me for it. Life on Earth never settled down to do anything very good. Science ran too far ahead of us, too quickly, and the people got lost in a mechanical wilderness. Like children making over pretty things. Gadgets, helicopters, rockets, emphasizing machines instead of how to run the machines. Wars got bigger, and finally killed Earth. That's what the silent radio means. That's what we ran away from. We were lucky. There aren't any more rockets left. It's time you knew this isn't a fishing trip at all. I put off telling you. Earth is gone. Interplanetary travel won't be back for centuries, maybe never. But that way of life proved itself wrong and strangled itself with its own hands. You're young. I'll tell you this again every day until it sinks in. Now, I'm going to show you the Martians. Come on, all of you.
We walked down through the ruins to the canal.
Your mother and I will try to teach you. Perhaps we'll fail. I hope not. We've had a good lot to see and learn from. We planned this trip years ago, before you were even born. Even if there hadn't been a war, we would have come to Mars, I think, to live and form our own standard of living. It would have been another century before Mars would have been really poisoned by the Earth civilization. Now, of course.
I've always wanted to see a Martian.
We're at the canal. We can't walk any further.
Where are they, Dad? You promised.
There they are. Look.
The Martians were there, in the canal, reflected in the water. Me, and Michael, and Robert, and Mom, and Dad. The Martians stared back up at us for a long, long, silent time. from the rippling water.
You have been listening to Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles. Featured in tonight's cast in alphabetical order were Robert Antonelli, David Alt, Isaac Bean, Jeremy Benson, Lee Berry, Tom Berry, Joe Caliendo Jr., Diane Capon, Ken Carberry, BJ Chamberlain, Lincoln Clark, Patrick Clark, MJ Cogburn, Mason Cogburn, Michael Cogburn, Dennis Cordell, Kate DeSisto, Shayna Derrick, Sam Donato, Kerry Donovan, Marsha Friedman, Jeffrey Gage, M. Sierra Garcia, Jim Hamilton, Ellie Hirschman, Caitlin Hubbard, Benjamin Hull, Kerry Ann Kilkelly, Gunnar Leckborg, Jack Libresco, Andrew Marchev, Rob Matson, Shauna McEachen, Hugh Metzler, Brandon Moore, Duncan O'Brien, Justin O'Brien, Cynthia Pape, Rick Pierce, Dan Powell, Todd Radford, Jordan Rich, Jerry Robbins, April Sadowski, Seth Adam Scher, Amy Sheridan, John Specht, Lucian E.G. Spellman, James Tallack, Mark Thurner, J.T. Turner, Anastas Farinos, Tim Vincent, Barbara Dempsey West, and Joseph Zamparelli. The Martian Chronicles was dramatized for audio and directed by Jerry Robbins from the original novel by Ray Bradbury. The original music score was composed by Jeffrey Gage. The Martian Chronicles was produced by Seth Adam Scher, and our executive producer was Mark Vanderberg. For the Colonial Radio Theatre on the Air, this is David Alt speaking.
This has been a production of the Colonial Radio Theatre on Brilliance Audio. For further information concerning this program or other Brilliance Audio titles, please call the following toll-free number, 1-800-222-3225, or visit our website at brillianceaudio.com. No part of this recording may be played for an audience or reproduced in any form. It may not be streamed, downloaded, broadcast, or copied without written permission. Address all inquiries to Brilliance Audio, P.O. Box 887, Grand Haven, Michigan 49417.